Hello, Chris.
Good afternoon, Graham, and good afternoon, everybody, on this fantastic event that you put on today.
Thank you very much. How are you doing, fella? You all right?
Yeah, just recovering from Gavin's latest new venture, where the only thing he cares and loves about in this world are the disadvantaged children. How lovely to hear those words.
Oh. So what's he going to do? Anything?
Normal twaddle that he comes out with. It's all going to be teachers' faults. It's all going to be everyone else's fault, apart from the government's.
Right, should we just forget all that? So you're going to do something for us, are you, Chris?
I am indeed. So good afternoon to each and every one of you that's on this fantastic global Brewed isolation event today. I'm Chris Dyson, and I'm the very proud head teacher at Parklands Primary School in Leeds, and I am today going to deliver the unofficial daily briefing. Teachers this week have come in for a bit, teachers this week are coming for a lot of teacher bashing from great media outlets such as the Mail, Andrew a Donut, and other media sources. And this is highly, for me and all our colleagues out there today, very unfair, unjust, and extremely incorrect. Lazy teachers on full pay, doing nothing all day, is not the experience that I have experienced during this pandemic. I have seen teachers going above and beyond what they should be normally doing in this crisis. They've been learning new skills on a daily basis. Who on earth had actually ever heard of Zoom 3 months ago? I certainly hadn't. We're seeing brilliant teachers who have children of their own at home, who are juggling how to do their own home learning with their own children, whilst also uploading lessons for their children in their own schools, making those brilliant phone calls home just to touch base with the children and see if they're okay, and to make sure that they know that even though they're not there, they're still loved and that they're still missed. So this message today and this unofficial briefing is for each and every educator that is out there. You guys in Wales, in Scotland, in Ireland, and in England, for the teachers that have joined us today abroad, for the teachers in England in particular that are working in school, delivering the most creative curriculum that I have seen in years and years, gardening projects, art and craft projects, DT projects, cooking projects, as seen the children who are our key workers attending school having the most exciting learning curriculum in my lifetime. To the teachers working at home that may be self-isolating, who are still providing an absolutely amazing job supporting the children at home, supporting the staff in school. And for the self-isolating teachers that are feeling guilty that they can't come in, you guys are still doing an absolutely amazing and brilliant job. And when I'm talking about people being in school, I'm not just talking about the teachers and the teaching assistants. This message is going to the cleaners, the office staff, the learning mentors, the lunchtime staff. Today's briefing is quite simply to say a huge well done and a huge thank you for all the resilience. Thank you for all the adapting that you've made. Thank you for the efforts in caring for these key worker children. And thank you for ensuring our most vulnerable children are safe. Thank you for feeding the free school meal children when the government's plan came up dramatically short. And thank you for helping to relieve the anxiety that parents are feeling at this very moment in time, and children. Thank you for quite simply showing us why teaching is the greatest job in the world. So remember, the next time the Mail calls us lazy, the next time Andrew a Donut criticises our online learning, the next time Gavin Williamson calls teachers and unions as scaremongers, we can reflect on the advice and the help and guidance that they have severely lacked during this COVID outbreak. We look at how they dealt with the free school meal children, how schools and local authorities were producing food into children's bellies to keep them full, to keep them from starving. Good old Gavin and the government decided to rip all that up and to go and give £9 million, 9 million huge pounds to Eden Red to produce the biggest disaster in my time in education. The government and Eden Red will celebrate the fact that 96% of these vulnerable children were fed. But what about the 4%? The 4% that amasses to something like 235,000 children that this government severely let down. We look at the decisions the government have made with regard to care homes, where thousands and thousands of elderly people have now sadly passed away. Grandchildren will never again get to see the grandparents. Teachers, sadly, will have lost some parents in these tragic times. You can't imagine how awful it must be to say goodbye to your mother or your father from outside a care home in the garden, waving through a window. Absolutely heartbreaking and upsetting. Now, with this latest decision to bring back our school children, when scientific evidence is exceptionally grey and fuzzy at the moment, reminds me of watching Blackadder Goes Forth back in the day, when the Whitehall Wombles decided from their wisdom in their luxury flats and their luxury offices to send a message to the front line for the troops to go over the top. To go over the top, to be faced by an avalanche of machine gun bullets, knowing they were only armed with a bayonet and a rifle. Edmund, Blackadder and the guys knew that this was the wrong decision, and they knew what going over the top would mean. Nobody listened. Nobody listened. Which leaves the question, are the Whitehall Wombles repeating the same mistake in 2020? So the next time that we hear Gavin speak, or we have Andrew Adonis coming out with his new latest, let me see how controversial I can be, and the next time we read in the Mail about how lazy and how union obsessed teachers are, we just need to relax and smile, and we need to do what we do every single day. Not just this last 8 weeks. We've got to do what we've done through our entire careers. We will rise up and we will rise above. We will be the phoenix from the flames, rising from the ashes, as we inspire and we give hope to the children whose futures are in our hands. The future for these children rely on all the educators today. And when I think, on a final note, of the unbelievable job that Graham Andre, Ed Finch, and a whole load of other guys have done to put this event on today, really does underpin the point that teachers can hardly be described as lazy. For the thousands of people that have been online today looking at all these brilliant CPD, short, sharp, brilliant messages, again, it hardly represents the ideal of what a lazy teacher is. So huge love, huge respect to absolutely everybody out there. This is Chris Dyson, head teacher at Parklands, saying a huge thank you to each and every one of you for the fantastic, brilliant job that you have done this week, last week, 8 weeks ago, every week. Big love on everybody. Join us next time for another unofficial briefing. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Oh,
Hey, well, hello.
I don't know what to
How
say.
you doing, sir?
Shall we bring Chris back in? I'm bringing Chris back in.
Oh, well, let him come in.
I'm bringing you back in, Chris, because we can't just get rid of you like that.
Oh, let me take a lovely picture of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you know what? The comments down the side, and when you watch back, you'll see them, Chris, are just unbelievable. Thank you so much. I think that is just what everybody needed today, especially after the official one at 5 o'clock today. Didn't give the message that everybody wanted. I'm not sure people really care about us, or the government don't really care about us, but we know you do. And as long as people like you care about us, then the world's all right, yeah?
Absolutely brilliant. And showing what we've just seen today with all the sort of brilliant messages going on, real tub-thumping effort. We've got a fantastic profession, but we've got to be stronger now against the DFE. When we look at the testing in primary schools, and for the people who are abroad watching this, you'll think I'm kidding when I say that in primary schools currently, we're going to start testing reception and baseline. We've got year 1 phonics tests, or well, they're not tests, sorry, it's a phonics check. We've got year 2 phonics resits. We've got year 2 SATs. We've got year 4 times tables, checking exercise, year 6 SATs. 6 different exams in 7 years is quite nothing short of scandalous. And I think it's time now that we actually stood up to the DFE and say, whoa, you've shown real lack of leadership in this. It's time for us to start taking control and getting a bigger voice.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, Ed, you met Chris before I did, didn't you?
Chris was very kind and let me stay at his house.
Did he?
I did everything, yeah.
No, so I'd met you, Chris, hadn't I? I came up to visit your school on a very sad day. I came up to Leeds for my auntie's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
But I managed to turn a bad thing good, and I joined in and came to your school for the morning and had a brilliant time. And then a couple of months later, came up for primary rocks, and you were very kind and let me stay over.
I think that was the northern education.
That was northern rocks, not primary rocks. Everything was rock in those days, wasn't it? It was all this rocks or that rocks.
Yeah.
But it's happy days, So this is a man with a big heart, people. He doesn't just talk the talk. He lets you into his house and he lets you sleep in his spare bed, and he feeds you cock a van. We met Nick Colston that day as well, didn't we?
Good old Nick Colston.
Hey.
Happy day.
He sometimes, Ed, lets you sleep in the same bed as well, as I've done.
Really?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
For the viewers out there, I first met Graham checking in to the Premier Inn before Primary Rocks when, bless him, he didn't have a room for the night. So I let him share my stable. We became lifelong friends then.
That's it.
Great to love. No man.
Thank you very much, Chris, for joining us and taking time out of your day, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing. You are absolutely a legend and inspirational. And I'll tell you what, this might be a thing now. You might have to carry on with these little briefings once a week or something. Or
There you go. Leave it to me.
I think it's what we need. I think it's what the nation needs.
Have him on the Sunday sing-along. Have him on the Sunday sing-along, Graham.
Hey, fancy that. Sunday night, Sunday to sing along, Chris Dyson briefing, and me and Ed being just me and Ed.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic day. I can go and get my work stuff off back again now.
Yeah. What's down below, though, Chris?
Just me. I've got my Speedos on.
Oh, all right. No one wants to see that.
I'm only kidding.
Cheers again, Chris. Take care, my friend.
Take care, my good man. Bye-bye.